Alright, just testing this Manjaro thing. Everybody's talking about it. Decided to give it a whirl. It looks great. Everything runs smooth. So this will just be a quick little vid on Manjaro. So stay tuned on Tux Tech TV. Alright, for starters here, what I'm gonna do is there's three things that I want to show you guys. As far as when you actually install Manjaro for the first time, I've gotten some mixed messages from users that, not to use this program here to do an update or an upgrade. That basically what you're supposed to use is the software update tool. But anyway, you can't run both at the same time. But running this program here, for instance, when you actually want to get products that are or programs that are available that you're familiar with in Ubuntu, like simple screen recorder that I'm using right now, or if OBS, or getting the a firewall for your Manjaro setup, getting transmission, all these products here I had to use the AUR to retrieve. The driver is a different story. For instance here, let me see, is it the settings manager? Yeah, it's the settings manager. With the settings manager, you could download your driver for your graphics card here. Most of these boxes that you see already checked off here or ticked, you could actually uncheck or whatever if that's causing any issues with your driver install. But when you want to install a proprietary driver, you just click this button right here, and Bob's your uncle. You got NVIDIA. That is real simple. If a tool like this was available on Ubuntu, a lot more people will have a lot less issues. But this is one of the perks of having Manjaro installed on your computer. When it comes to a lighter install, you will want to install a more vanilla version of Arch. Just downloading the Arch ISO or something from DistroWatch or something like that, without using Manjaro. But for people who want simplicity in your Arch install and being able to have your system up and running within pretty much the same window of time that you would install in Ubuntu or any Ubuntu based distros, this is the way to go. I'm not a fan of fooling around with the terminal too often. Doing updates and upgrades, that's fine, but every other nuance of the system, unless I have to do any tweaks within the terminal, that's fine. I will go and I'll open the terminal and deal with those issues I may have. But other than that, man, I would say, if you want to try something different other than any Ubuntu based distro, try Manjaro. It's a lot smoother. I don't have those issues with screen tearing that I will have, that I keep complaining about on my other videos. I don't have any of that. I mean, everything is just buttery smooth. Even installing this HP device manager for my printer over here, buttery smooth. It was a flawless install. Um, what else? Using transmission is so cool. Um, this CPU X is like an alternative to CPU Z, but for Linux. Um, you do have to run it as root, so you got to punch in your password and all that junk because it uses the code from the core of each component in your motherboard. So it's not like a layer on top of a layer represented in the application. This is like a really deep, I mean, this product digs deep to give you the actual figures of what the performance is on any component in your computer, basically. All right, so your motherboard, all your features on your motherboard or whatever have you, or the name of your motherboard and all that stuff, memory that you have on board. It's showing here that I'm running at 1600 megahertz, but I have my RAM slightly overclocked. I think it's running at 1748, which is an unusual number. If I go any higher than that, because I try to overclock my memory to 1800 megahertz, but I had a lot of instability, so I turned it down, and I got the best stability kind of being in between having 16 and 1800 megahertz. But for some reason, when it comes to showing up here on this program, it's only showing it at 1600. I'm fine with that. I know my RAM is running faster than that, but yeah. I left my computer on all day while I was at work, so that's why it's showing the uptime here as far as being more than 7 hours. But I left it running to see if I would have any stability issues, any crashing, any bugginess, anything like that. And everything is a-okay. This computer is actually performing better than having those Ubuntu derivatives on it. I hate to keep saying that, but it's actually running a lot less hinky. The animations on GNOME are smoother. It seems like, I don't know if it's because it's maintaining the frame rate, the actual frame rate that I set for it in my recording, or if it's right here in the driver. I actually always untick this VSync feature because it doesn't work well. It doesn't work well. When I'm gaming, when I'm actually playing War Thunder, for instance, the game runs at a constant 50 frames a second, and even while in game, the frame rate would actually exceed that and jump up to 65 to 66 frames a second. And there's constantly people online talking about how poorly games perform in Steam, but the comparisons that Ars Technica put forth in their article, which is a bullshit article, are games that were built and designed under DirectX. So of course the performance is going to be lagging. I am sick and tired of these supposed professionals online writing these BS articles. This is insane. It's so one-sided that, you know, I wish that there was something that I could do to expose them. But anyway, I'm not gonna try to drag anybody through the mud or anything. This is a review on Manjaro. I haven't been doing any videos lately because life caught up with me and I had to do what I had to do. So I appreciate you guys viewing my videos and stuff, but anyway, let me get back to the task at hand. Even when I actually, let me open the task manager to show you guys as far as the performance. Well, because I'm screen recording, it's at 3 gigabytes. But when the computer is sitting at idle without doing any screen recording or anything running in the background, nothing running in the background actually, it idles at between 600 and what was it, 680 megabytes to 720 megabytes, and that all pertains to whether or not the device or the computer updater is running in the background to, you know, prompt you and say, well, hey, you got to update. If something like that is running in the background, it takes up a few more megabytes than on idle. But anyway, rambling again. Well, anyway, what else would I talk about here? Um, I'm just gonna go ahead and run. There's this one game that I've always had issues with. Um, what's it called? Yeah, Star Conflict. Yeah, that game Star Conflict has always given me issues, and the one main issue I've been having with that game is that when I play it, it has this major graphical bug where there's like a bunch of red on the screen. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, not like this background here that you're seeing with the title in red, and you know the red representing the glare from whatever nearby sun. I mean, every outline of physical spaces in the game, or whatever spacecraft or rock, the outline of all those objects are like in red, and it's annoying to see that because it just takes away from the submersive nature that most of these games are supposed to have. So while you're in the game, you know, like, I mean, it looks awful, but that's an issue that I've been having with the game in under GNOME in any Ubuntu derivative, and it's here too. Look at this crap. Sometimes it runs smoothly and I don't have any issue like this, but at other times it works fine. But for some reason, when the game is the way it is here, this bugs me to no end. I have a capable graphics card that could run this game especially easily at a 50 frame per second frame rate or higher, with the settings on ultra, everything like maxed out. And this is the issue I keep getting with this. I think that this is an issue with the developer, because it's the same developer, Gaijin or whatever is that developed what's the name of that game, War Thunder. It's the same developers for War Thunder that made this game. So I don't understand why in War Thunder the results of the way the game looks is completely different. Because when I run War Thunder, I don't have none of that issue. And I'm starting to think that because, okay, like for instance, a lot of the titles that I realized that run under the PlayStation 4, those games that they have developed that run on the PlayStation 4 that's available in Steam that you can get on Linux don't have that issue. This game here, War Thunder, is available on the PlayStation 4, so the parameters that's run on that, I think the operating system that runs the PlayStation 4 is a version of FreeBSD, if I'm not mistaken. But the parameters needed to run OpenGL or games of any sort under that operating system, a lot of those codes could be tweaked really simply to work under Linux. I'm not a programmer, but from reading and looking at articles, and friends of mine that actually program for Linux say the same things all the time. That, oh, this just needs a couple 20 or 30 lines of code and boom, it's running on Linux. Why is it taking them so long? So if for them, these guys need to be hired to work for these gaming companies because they make it sound easy. But anyway, me rambling again. I'm just trying to kill time while the game starts anyway. So bear with me, guys. I'm actually gonna show this game here running under a derivative of Ubuntu. But here it is. This is War Thunder. And I have virtually all of the graphical settings here like turned up real high. I can't actually, there's supposed to be a frame rate counter in the bottom left corner down here, but this, when I put the game in windowed mode, it kind of cuts a portion of the screen off at the bottom here. So you can't actually see the frame rate that's being counted in the bottom left. But when I put it in full screen, it has an issue there too. But I'm so frustrated with this right now. I actually love Linux as an operating system, but I want to play some games, for Christ's sakes. Why is it so difficult? But anyway, I like this game. I have fun with it. I played over 80 hours in this game. A lot of those hours I spent on the campaigns. And in those campaigns, you actually earn, like, I guess, XP or whatever to get new aircraft and stuff. But just look at how the reflections off of the environment reflects on this. It's not like shiny chrome, it's polished aluminum, so it's not aluminum like the European guys say. Aluminum. But this is it right here, guys. I am actually going to do a test flight using an aircraft that I actually can't fly because I don't have it purchased. As you can see how many eagles I have. One! Alright, let me see if I could test fly this. Alright, yep. I am gonna test fly this mofo here. Yeah, this is gameplay in Manjaro. And it's actually it's a pretty good game. I enjoy this game a lot. I'm playing this more than anything else, actually. But just a quick little whirl around the plane here. Show you how this aircraft is of unusual design for the era. As I believe it's the same Merlin engine from the P-51 Mustang. 12-cylinder with, I think it's between 1,500 and 2,000 horsepower. Canard in the front, which is very unusual for this era. And swept wings. The main wing is swept. This is a feature that has been added to jets. And swept wings actually help with stability and high speed. So yeah, canopy closes automatically. And front wheel, wow. I'm not doing a steep climb right here. I'm already at 200 miles an hour and increasing. I'm gonna nose up a little bit. There's actually just east of where I'm flying to, I'm heading southwest, and I gotta head east so that I could get to this enemy ground patrol here. They pretty much tapped into the radio frequencies, I guess, for the base and trying to gather information, so I gotta take them out. Yeah, I could get a cockpit view here. This is so cool. When I throttle down, you can see the arm moving. Throttle back up. Take her back up to 100%. Nose down. And I'm coming right at this patrol here on the ground. Let me throttle back to 70%. Oh yeah, buddy. Oh yeah. I don't remember what caliber of guns is actually in the nose. I think there's actually a 50 cal up there, if I'm not mistaken. Look at that, 6 nozzles just pointing right at you. Wow. And from another person that I actually played this game with basically stated that in the game, when you're actually using a flight stick, that the aircraft feels a little nose heavy, and that's why you got all that steel in the nose, because you got to pack the guns in there and have all that ammunition, and yeah, it's gonna be nose heavy. But anyway, let me see if I could show off my flying skills here. I need to bring this plane down to a low airspeed here so I could land over G. Yeah, I'm too close to the runway and going too fast. And this is a pretty slick aircraft because although I'm at idle, look how long it's taken doing these steep turns. I mean, the airspeed is slowly declining. Wow. Anyway, flaps, gear. Let's fly this bad boy dirty. See what I can have. Yeah, and those high caliber weapons in the nose actually slows the aircraft down when you fire. That is sick. Wow. They actually slow the aircraft down when you fire them. Like, yeah, it's still coming in a little hot. And I gotta pitch the nose down. Yeah. Not too high, because then I'll bang the prop on the ground. Holding the brakes. Holding the brakes. Braking, 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 braking. Yeah, man. Anyway, that's War Thunder. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, those guns are beastly. Anyway, let me return to the hangar. This is the game I played for fun. I actually have some games that I downloaded on that Steam sale. I got Bastion for like $3. I've been longing for that game, but I just decided to take the plunge. I got Borderlands 2, I got Bastion. Wakfu is a free download, so that doesn't really apply. And I got The Witcher 2. And all of these games run really good under Manjaro here. But if you guys were actually thinking about taking the plunge over to Manjaro, you could go ahead and do that. I mean, it's a decent experience. It's not. There's some areas in Manjaro that's not similar to the the Ubuntu experience. But yeah, this stuff here is. I am installing all these programs, even stuff like this, the media server for the PlayStation 3, because it has the DLNA software built into it that communicates with my smart TV. So I don't even have to have the PS3 on. I could stream directly to my TV from the desktop. So that's why I installed that. But there's a bunch of stuff here that I, don't feel like going over right now. So if you guys want to take the chance and look at this stuff here, this is the GNOME version of it that I actually downloaded, and all these right here are just extensions that you could install on the tweak tool that's already pre-installed on your GNOME desktop. But this is a program called Freon, or I think it's spelled Freon, Freon, however it's spelled. And you could, for your graphics card, you could show the thermals on your graphics card. I have the thermals on my SSD, and the thermals showing up for all my other hard drives that are in there. And the warmest one in there is a Western Digital. All the rest of them are, I have a Samsung drive that I took out of a laptop that I had. And everything else is running at 30 something degrees, 38 Celsius. But there goes that Western Digital. I think that's running at like 100 plus degrees. At 46 degrees, that's over 100 degrees. And yeah. But anyway, that's that. This is the weather where I live. Yeah, I guess you guys could pause the video and see where I live now, because I just showed that. And don't come knocking though, because I got something for you. Anyway, that's it. That's about as an extensive walkthrough as I could give with Manjaro, because again, I don't understand yet all the nuances of the way that the actual software works or the operating system works yet. So this is my brute. I don't want to call it a review. I guess I'll call it a test. I don't feel comfortable calling it a review, because it wasn't a review. Too much of a review anyway. I don't want this starting up. I want to start up. Yeah, there goes. I don't want to start any games up either. Where is? Okay, I didn't install that yet. But yeah, even Komodo I installed on this. I just wanted to see how well it works, and it works okay. Oh no! Shoot, imagine turning your desktop on and every time you turn it on a freaking game starts with it. Anyway, that is pretty much it, guys. So like it, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, comment in the bottom half of your YouTube page there in the description below, and let me know if the video sucks, cause I said it was long enough, so I'll just give it one more once and see what's going on with you guys. Anyway, this is Manjaro. Peace out, peeps.